Hey guys, Anime-kun here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 anime of winter 2022.
私服脱げそう。
なんですって。
With most of the anime from winter 2022 coming to an end, it's time for us to choose which of them shines the most. I'm pretty sure you guys have an idea what anime from this season is a must-watch and ranks at the top of the list. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about anime. So, without further ado, let's begin. In this anime, there is a man who excelled in magic combat named Gaius who has reached the ceiling of his potential and effectively became known as the world's strongest sage. Seeking even more power, he devoted himself to researching every magic and combat arts in existence. In the world he lives in, the crests that mages have represent the extent of a person's power. After arriving at the conclusion that his body and crest is not fit for magic combat, Gaius decides to seal his own soul with a magic art, reincarnating himself in a far-off future with hopes of altering his own fate. After becoming reincarnated thousands of years later, he discovers that the magic theory of the world he knew has vastly changed and is now at its lowest level. He is surprised that after all these years, the magic techniques have waned greatly and are nowhere near the level of his time. Moreover, the crest that he wanted and had gotten after getting reincarnated is now simply dubbed as the weakest crest of failure. Matthias then enrolls to the second academy, discovering the demon's part in the downfall of humans into mediocrity and vowing to remedy the effects of his 1,000-year absence once and for all.
俺の紋章第1問は生産に特化している。ちなみに第2問は威力特化型。第3問は連射特化型の紋章だ。俺がこれ以上強くなるには魔法。
Chatu Dankworth, a novice bounty hunter, never had a wildest thought that she would encounter someone else with the capability of surpassing her in combat. Never in her wildest dreams as well did she think that the mysterious man who do so would likewise be smitten with an immediate interest in her, an interest overpowering to the point of assisting her in her missions. However, Chatu makes it clear that she has no plans of entertaining any personal involvement with him. Or at least, that was the plan. Chatu was soon tasked with eliminating San Ryunha, who is an expert assassin as well as a former member of a powerful Asian organization. In a spike of coincidence, Ryunha was the mystery item that has been pursuing her all along. Despite his now known background, Chatu reluctantly agrees to meet with Ryunha armed with a deal. In exchange for giving him a shot and going out with him, he will provide her with the locations of current targets, may they be dead or alive. Quite an exchange favorable to her professional work. Or maybe it won't just be professional, or even anything in the end, seeing how opposite paths and presents tend to intertwine.
私をどう利用したいのか分かりかねます。いただくものに見合っているとは思えません。
やだな、誤解してない。僕としては奉仕のつもりなんだけど。
男性を守護する者よ、堕落した世界を混沌より救済せしめたまえ。いちいちエフェクトが無駄に凝りすぎだって。
One of the most disappointing things to die at is a power interruption, though it's not really that bad when you're relieved finally of a life stuck at being bedridden. Or maybe it is since the one saving grace in life, a VR game, is now taken away together with all you cherished. Not for Kana Kagami, who met the same fate, only that she found herself reincarnated into the world of Leodale, the popular VR game that served as her companion in life and connection to the world and was likewise in the body of her avatar named Kana. The only difference is that it wasn't the Leodale that she knew from before, as it has been 200 years since her last appearance in it. Turns out that her death made the game look bad and had it abruptly shut down, causing various irregularities like rogue movements of high-level monsters and other players being stuck as well. That said, it's still a huge and almost new world that awaits her and how she would mark her journey across the land of Leodale. Gaining interest in something a loved one frequently does will prove to be something to carry, especially when you suddenly lose that someone. Ever since she was a child, Hiyori Yamakawa observed a lot of things that her father does, but what she really got interested in was fly fishing with her father. Something she still frequently does at the seaside despite the untimely death of her father. Years later, her mother decided to remarry and decided to celebrate by having her side, she and her daughter, meet her fiancé and his daughter. Passing the time in anxiousness, Hiyori decides to go to her usual fishing spot when an energetic girl named Kaharu Minagi suddenly appears, taking interest as well with fishing. Hiyori teaches her just as her late father did before, up to a point where Kaharu likewise reveals that she would be meeting her new family later on. It's quite a work of fate and coincidence to say that the shared moment they had was just a start of many more, as it turns out that both of them are to be future siblings.
よろしくね、ひよりちゃん。
新しくできた家族は
パパ、毒がいいメガネよ。生きてるなら殺せばいいだけよな。
立花！
If you can't land a waifu, just be a waifu instead. In contrast to his friend Tsukasa Jinguji, blessed with incredible luck with women due to his good looks, Hinata Tachibana has had almost none. However, the blessed Jinguji has never shown interest in the opposite sex, while the despairing Tachibana is always desperate for a girlfriend. Polar may their differences be, they still continue to be best friends even in their 30s as salarymen. One night, as the two are returning home from a mixer, where Jinguji was the usual center of attention, a frustrated and drunk Tachibana inadvertently wishes to become a beautiful girl with irresistible charm. As if the heavens heard his plea, a goddess suddenly shows herself before the two, transporting them to another world to defeat the demon lord and simultaneously granting Tachibana's desire to be a waifu. Tachibana, now in the body of an impossibly perfect woman that he wished for, has become so attractive that even Jinguji, the one who historically never showed interest in women, is captivated. In likewise ironic fate, Tachibana grows awfully aware of Jinguji's stunning appearance, finally understanding his popularity. Before they fall in love with each other through intentional orchestration or mistake, the duo must complete the mission assigned to them or risk remaining enslaved in each other's infatuations forever.
せい。
この一戦で証明せよ。我らが北方に座す竜であると。大陸に響かせよ。我らが地上最強の軍隊であると。行くぞ。今こそ歴史を塗り替える時だ。
With the king on the verge of death, Prince Wine Salima Arbalist is faced with the impossible task of ruling the kingdom of Natra. Despite being known to the kingdom to be a capable and wise person, Prince Wine is ready to commit treason with his brilliant idea of auctioning the country to the highest bidder in order for him to be able to retire comfortably once and for all. While no one can stop Wine from selling his kingdom from selling of the kingdom of Natra, he still needs to raise the value of the small kingdom in order to maximize his profits. With this, whether or not Wine's plan will succeed is something that remains to be seen, as his genius treacherous schemes end up ironically disastrous. His wit ends up exceeding his own expectations, and his grand plan ends up benefiting the citizens of Natra, racking up accidental victories and steering the favor and acknowledgement of his people.
ごめん無理。
言っただろが、お前カニの才能あるってや。
This anime is all about a blue-haired doctor that cures patients like this. I'm just kidding with that. He is a great doctor in this world full of rust that makes people sick. A plague-like wind blows across the arid, sandy expanse of a post-apocalyptic Japan. As it sweeps over the living and non-living alike, rust is all that remains in its wake. The cause of the catastrophic state of the world is believed to be mushroom spores. Bisco Akabashi, known as the man-eating mushroom, is a wanted criminal archer whose arrows instantly grow mushrooms wherever they land. However, he is in truth a mushroom keeper, a person who spreads fungi in order to enrich the land and return it to its previous state. Alongside the crab Akutagawa and Milo Nikoyanagi, Bisco ventures through the wastelands of Japan searching for the legendary Sabi Kuyer the Rust Eater, a mushroom said to devour all forms of rust. I won't spoil how rumors that mushroom keepers spread the rust were made, but get ready for some action as you watch this show.
すぎるかな。大丈夫だよ。
Kamichi is a young girl thrilled by her acceptance to Rabai Academy, the same prestigious middle school her mother attended. With her mother's promise of sewing her a sailor uniform for her to use in the said academy, if she gets accepted, she becomes ecstatic, even if this means leaving her familiar small country town. This excitement, however, gets cut during the entrance ceremony, when she and her mother discover that the middle school no longer uses sailor uniforms in their uniform policy, making Kamichi stand out from her peers. Despite all this, she is granted permission to continue wearing the sailor uniform in school. As Kamichi's next chapter gets underway, she meets fascinating classmates in their school. Wearing her favorite outfit, Kamichi faces with confidence new experiences and new friendships she can make, bringing upon her a tomorrow with lots of excitement.
もう大丈夫。おはよう。
何聞いてるの？
こんなところで何考えてんだバカ。お前が悪い。やめ。
A blazing summer day may be just the day that changes someone. It just so happens that Shumei Sasaki saves Yoshizaku Miyano's classmate from a band of bullies that etched him so badly in Miyano's life that he cannot seem to shake off his eccentric upperclassmen away from him. Time proves to be a deterrent though, as his admiration for Sasaki gradually flips into annoyance each time the so-called delinquent refuses to leave his tail, reigned with cute nicknames, and having his boundaries constantly ignored. It's a natural thing for Miyano to wonder why Sasaki wants to get close to him. Miyano's somehow repulsive nature coupled with shyness is not unfounded. He has a secret that he thinks is embarrassing. He is a Fidanchi, a boy who likes boys love manga. The last thing he wants is for the world to find out, but through an unfortunate slip of the tongue, he spills the truth to Sasaki. Intrigued albeit clueless, Sasaki asks to borrow a book to read, which was given very reluctantly. Against Miyano's expectations, however, Sasaki enjoys the BL and asks for more, marking a strange shift in their already strange dynamic. Bound by a common interest, their relationship is set to sail towards seas of change and might end up growing fond of it despite the initial disparity between them.
駅まで入っていきますか。じゃあ入れて。北川さん、とても綺麗でした。
Marin Kitagawa. That's it, that's all you need to know from this anime, which is the best girl of the year, we're claiming it. Well, there's also another cute girl that likes to cosplay, which I also like, but let's get on with the show. High school student Wakana Goju spends his days perfecting the art of making Hina dolls, hoping to eventually reach his grandfather's level of expertise. While his fellow teenagers busy themselves with pop culture, Goju finds bliss in sewing clothes for his dolls, while keeping it a secret as much as he can. Enter Marin Kitagawa, an extraordinarily pretty girl whose confidence and poise are in stark contrast to Goju's meekness. It would defy common sense for the friendless Goju to mix with the likes of Kitagawa, who is always surrounded by her peers. However, the unimaginable happens when Kitagawa discovers Goju's prowess with a sewing machine and brightly confesses to him about her own hobby of cosplay. Because her sewing skills are pitiable, she asked him for help. As Goju and Kitagawa work together on one cosplay outfit after another, they cannot help but grow close, and while these two are just so cute together. And that's all the anime we have for today. This is an interesting season to start off the year, but you guys should prepare for the next seasons as they have anime that a lot of you have been waiting for. If you want to see more anime content, make sure to subscribe and give this bit a thumbs up. Stay tuned and I will see you guys soon.